Hi there, my name is Kina Santillan Pascua, alumna of the University of Melbourne, Master of International Relations.
And I am Mark Tons Gonzalez Malitan, Master of Training and Development from Griffith University, Brisbane, Australia.
We are here to tell you about an important requirement that you need to accomplish to make it to the Australia Awards program, the Re-Entry Action Plan, or REAP.
A REAP outlines how scholars intend to apply their learnings in Australia to contribute to Philippine development.
Think of it as a simple way of giving back through projects that would benefit the country.
So let's go over the REAP section in the application form and we'll help explain how to best answer them.
Write this in a brief and concise manner that captures the nature of your REAP without repeating your REAP objective.
This is where you state where your REAP will be implemented.
If you're working with a private organization, look for a host organization that will give your REAP a wider public gain, such as non-government organizations, local government, national government, or your company's corporate social responsibility program. This is your chance to highlight your network and connections.
If you're a regular Philippine government employee, your host organization is automatically your organization.
Here is where you talk about the organization. Don't forget to mention its goals and objectives and the reason why you chose this as the organization where your REAP will be implemented.
Describe the problem or opportunities your REAP hopes to address for your host organization. Consulting with your host organization prior to application is important so you know their needs, how your REAP can help address them, and ensure that your REAP is relevant and will be implemented upon your return from Australia.
Do your research so that you can cite statistics, cases, reports, or news items that will provide evidence to support the importance and significance of the problem or opportunity in the host organization. You are encouraged to provide only one objective in your proposal. Also, do away with two general statements. Make your objectives SMART.
You should clearly say who and how many will directly benefit from your REAP and how they will benefit from it. Explain how your REAP will help uplift and empower women and marginalized groups such as persons with disabilities or PWDs and Indigenous people or IPs. You must also be able to justify your REAP's connection and contribution to the fulfillment of the goals set in the Philippine Development Plan and the Australian Government's Aid Investment Plan in the Philippines.
You should be able to identify which organizational outcomes your REAP will contribute to, such as evidence-based policies, improved systems and practices, and responsive programs and projects. These will contribute to effective service delivery to customers of the host organization.
Creating a lasting impact for your host organization way beyond the timeline of your project implementation is important. So, make sure that you have strategies to institutionalize and sustain the outputs and gains of your REAP.
Your REAP output or outputs are the tangible results that should help your host organization improve their services and performance. So be creative and think out of the box.
You should clearly explain how you will implement your REAP within 2 years upon your return from Australia and within a budget. List down relevant knowledge and skills you hope to gain from your proposed program of study in Australia that will enable you to implement your REAP project.
Here, state how you realistically plan to track the progress of your REAP. Plot out your activities and timeline by describing it based on 4 milestones indicated on the form, and write down the outputs you expect to produce for each milestone and the timeline on the following columns.
Write down your estimated budget to successfully implement your REAP and describe your strategies for getting the necessary financial support, whether it be time, people, or money. And remember, you are your best resource. Once your application has been approved, you will be required to fill out a more comprehensive REAP form that will include strategies to manage risks in implementing your project.
Don't worry, it might seem overwhelming at first, but if you take our tips and suggestions to heart, then you should be able to come up with an excellent proposal. Be a global leader for development.
Make a difference with Australia Awards.
Visit www.australiaawardsphilippines.org to know more about the REAP and the program.